Hello. My name is Kagan, and I'm the dev of the old mod pack, The Ferret Business. It's been about 10 years since I released that pack, and I am working on the sequel pack, The Ferret Business 2 Vaults of Fortune, right now. This video is not about the mod pack itself, but about a tool I am making for my own use to help me make content for The Ferret Business 2, and that I hope to release for other folks to use at some point. Uh, One of the main mods in the mod pack is the Lost Cities. If you know what the Lost Cities is, or you've used it and know how to edit it, uh, you might want to fast forward the video. I don't know, 5-10 minutes, because I'm gonna explain the Lost Cities for those that do not know exactly what this mod is. The Lost Cities is a mod that generates cities with buildings, roads, parks, and other interesting features. If you've played something like Deceased Craft or RL Craft, you have most likely encountered lost cities, especially in Deceased Craft, because you basically start in a lost city, right? But for mod pack makers, the lost cities is an extremely configurable, modifiable, customizable city generation mod. You can change how big roads are. You can change what each building can spawn as, what each room is. You can add rooms. You can modify rooms and create rooms down to the individual blocks in a room. You can see this very well in Deceased Craft. A lot of I think most of the buildings in that are custom made. But customizing the Lost Cities is fairly straightforward for mod pack makers. Using JSON files, JSON files, like this one here. This is a toy store in the Ferret Business 2. This file is called a part, or a part of a building, so a room. I'll probably use part and room interchangeably here. Each part file tells us what size it is. This one is 16 by 16 blocks. All parts are 6 blocks high. We'll skip these two up here. But the next important thing is all part files have slices, or what layer of blocks it is. So the parts are 6 blocks high, and the slices tell you what the blocks are on each slice, on each layer. So the first one, of course, is the bottom layer. This is the ground layer. This is what you're usually walking on. It's the floor. It's, grass, flooring, whatever you have in that building, right? And each layer is made up of symbols of characters in the document, or in the JSON. Each symbol represents one block. So up here, this one up here is the northwest block. Down here on the opposite side is the southeast block. And as you can see, most of these symbols, most of these characters that make up the blocks here are the hashtag. Hashtag is stone brick. Usually it's the most common thing you'll find in part files. You can also see there's a bunch of dollar signs here. This is also stone or stone brick, but it's an alternate one. So it could be the same block as the hashtag, or it could be a slightly different one. Like if the hashtag was stone brick, the dollar sign could be cracked stone brick. Give a little visual texture to the building. Let's go up another layer. So this would be at your feet. This is where you usually put, your furnace, your chests, and a starting base. But since this is a toy store, this should be, shelving, counters, cases, stuff like that. I know that 3 here is a counter. It's a countertop because this is the cashier desk. 5 would be countertop as well, just facing in a different direction, so it's a different character. M and N are more shelves. Same with O and R along the walls here. The blank space is air, so this is, you're not going to be walking through water or like other blocks. It's the air it's just the empty air. We go up another level. Since this is the upper left corner of the slice, these are probably the cash registers. We go down over here. These things are on what we think are shelves and stuff, so these are probably toys because it's a toy store. S, T, Z, Y, etc. And above that, there's nothing. And above that, there's some stuff. I'm not sure. Well, what are the characters mean? For that, we go up to the palette here. So expand that out. So the Lost Cities has a default set of characters that are defined in the palette. So each character defines one or more blocks that it can be in a part. So for here, the character A can be either a furnace or a crafting table. This is my little test thing. Let's scroll down to what we were looking at earlier. So 3 is the drawer. So yeah, the countertop. It's a green countertop for the toy store. 5, it is the same thing. It's just facing a different way. What else? What were we looking at? M&N cabinet shelves. It has a loot table, so the shelves that are holding toys can have some toys inside them, or some other things, some kind of loot, maybe trash, maybe money, whatever you might find on some abandoned toy store shelves. Let's keep scrolling down. Here we go. S. S is a Funko Pop sort of toy, and there's a lot of them. So there's always a lot of Funko Pops, so there's a lot of variety that the S can be. So when the city generates with this room, and there's an S, it'll choose one of these blocks for it to be. Or at the end we have air, or it could just be nothing, because it is an abandoned toy store. It might have been looted. There might not be all the toys. Let's see. What else we got here? Glass, so that's probably on the outer wall. Light, we saw that near the second to last slice, so that's where the lighting is. Same here, wall lamp, eye, etc. So the JSON file, the JSON file is very easy to edit. If I want to change where a block is, all I have to do is go here. Like we can add, say, we want to add more countertops. Oop, 3. We just edit that here. Now that's 3. Edit here. Here's another countertop. We can make this side a cashier desk as well. The problem becomes I have to memorize all these symbols. The part file here has its own palette, so any blocks defined here are easy for me to find. They're right up here. Even though as we add more blocks to this room, it becomes a longer and longer list. And the palette for this file is only for this file. There's default palettes that can be used by all Lost City rooms, but that's in other files. That's split up into 4 other files. I could write out I could take notes in a notepad and a text document. This symbol equals stone brick. This symbol equals a torch. And that's what I've done. But that gets very unwieldy when you're dealing with lots of rooms. If I'm only making like 1 or 2 custom rooms, it's not so bad. But if I'm making 100 rooms, and each room has its own custom palette, because I have like a dozen decorative mods, lots of furniture, lots of furniture, posters, etc., lots of decorative blocks, lots of things to build with. That's going to get very, how put it, very, it's going to become a very large list of items. And looking up here in the palette is fine every once in a while, but if I'm doing it so often because I'm making so many rooms, that's going to be a little hard to track. Second, this is easy to edit, but it is hard to parse what it looks like, right? I know this is all brick. I know this is another type of brick, stone brick, I mean. I know these are counters, that green, but here you just see it as white text on black background or black text on white background, right? It is not. I could use a font that is square so that it looks as wide as it is tall. Here it's not. It's visually hard to parse, and you got to remember a lot or refer to notes a lot. So creating and editing rooms is a bit rough. There's in-game commands and stuff. They don't do a whole lot of how I want, and they're broken. They're broken depending on other mods. or they don't grab everything you want in the thing, in the room. So you could go into Minecraft with Lost Cities, edit up a room, and then use a command to export it. It doesn't work in some versions. It doesn't work for me. I don't know why, but I don't really like that as a tool. You can use there's a somebody's made a tool for converting Minecraft structure files into parts. Not really what I want. That just not. I've looked for other things like some kind of external program to create and edit structure files, but I've not really found much that do what I want. There's some that help build the data pack. There's some that help set things up. There's some, but there's some that kind of help, but not really in the way that I want, in the way that I really am looking for in a editing program, in an editing program for these parts. Because I could edit the JSON, I could create new JSONs, set it up in the files, and then to look at it, I have to load up Minecraft. I have to generate a new Lost Cities or generate more chunks in the Lost Cities and attempt to find the store, like the toy store. I'd have to go find it in the Lost City, and make sure it generated correctly. Did I edit it right? Did I set something up right? And I have to do that every time I make some major changes, add a completely new room, etc., etc. That gets very cumbersome. So I couldn't find a program, so I decided I'll make my own. I'll do it myself, right? Enter the Lost Cities part painter. I've been working on this for a couple weeks. Been more lately using it to make new rooms, and putting it through its paces and fixing bugs. It's at a point where I'm comfortable showing it off. I will eventually release this for other people to use, after I've really put it through its paces and make sure I've got things working and how I want them before I release it to the public to use. But let's go through it. Let's go through it. So that toy store. Let's see. Import. We can. Oh, let's go up here first. So you can load up a template. I've got 3 templates right now. A blank template, which it's just a 16 by 16 by 6 empty air. So you can start creating a room from nothing. There's a box template, which is just the bottom and top layers are solid blocks, and then the center is hollow. Or a windowed room, you replace some of the walls, some wall sections with windows. So you can make a pretty simple building start. You can also import an already created part JSON. Let's go over and load up our toy store. Where did you go? Toy shop. Give it just a moment. There we go. So this is the toy shop we were editing earlier. I think there's a bit of a bug with loading a very complex file that I'll have to work out later. But that's fine. That's why I'm not ready to release this just yet. So we'll go over this warning up there in a bit. On the left side, you can see the slice grid. So this is showing the bottom layer of the part, the slices. If we go over here and show that, as you can see, there's the slice grid that is now represented here in a nice even 16 by 16. It can load smaller part files, so like this building fronts are, I believe, 16 by 5, etc., etc. But yeah, so we have it color coded, so it's easier for us to parse what the symbol is. And if we're not sure what a symbol is, we can just hover over it. This is bricks /terracotta random, so that's what the hashtag is. $, also bricks/terracotta random. If we go up here to the 2, symbol not found, if it is not found in the palettes of the palettes in the program or the part file, it will tell you here that it can't find it. So the palette, as I was saying earlier, is split into two. There's sort of two parts. There's the part palette, which is in this file that we just imported, and then there's the default palette in the program or in the Lost City itself, which defines the usual stuff. So like space is air, the hashtag is the bricks terracotta. This is defined in the other files of the Lost Cities. The part painter here will have all the common ones, all the default ones. Anything edited here in this part palette will not be transferred over to your Lost Cities itself. This is just for your reference. The part palette, however, this is saved into the part file, the part JSON that will load up into the mod. So let's go through some of these. So we can change our what layer, what slice we're looking at with the center controls here. So we go up here, we see 3 is that, oh, we don't have it marked yet. But we remember that 3 is the countertop because it's the cashier's desk, right? We can scroll over here to the left. Here's the 3. Yep, see decor, green mini drawer. Or we can go here, we go green counter. We enter that. Go look over here. Part override green countertop. The part file, the palettes in the parts overrides anything in the city. So the default options. If it's listed in the part, that takes precedence, and that will be shown on the part painter here. So if there was a 3 in the city palette, it is overridden by the part palette, and we have it listed as the green countertop. We can change what block it is. We can also add a loot table to it with this one. We could add, if it was a spawner, we'd add a mob listing to it. We can also add a tag to it. Say we want this as a command block instead. Or if we wanted a command block in the structure, so it could like generate some special thing and then delete itself, much like you do it in a structure file. You could do that with the tag. There's also other things that grab tags, like a furnace with a very specific item in a very specific slot is how is what you use tags for. So if you wanted coal to the furnace to always have like coal in the burn slot, you'd use a tag to set that up. Let's see. We could also change the color of it. So if we go here to this color picker, it is green, so we'll just up green here. And you see it's immediately reflected on the left here. That way we can very easily see that this was a countertop. Let's scroll down to 5, make that a green one as well. So we know those are green countertops. And then we can scroll through and see what all the nice, what all the parts, the palettes entries are. We can edit them. Let's say we don't want this test furnace or crafting table to be an A. We can click here. This will tell us what symbols are in use. So like I don't want that to be A. I want that to be B. What if I wanted it to be 1? Well, no, 1's already in use right here. It'll won't let us put in the 1, right? So we'll just put that back to A. There you go. Parts that have multiple blocks in them have a weight to them, so random. So like we have all 3 parts as 20, 20, and 20, 25, 20, and 20. This needs to add up to 128. Or it'll still work. It'll just throw some errors in game. So you have a little red warning here. We go here. Total weight for all blocks is less than 128. We'll throw errors. This is just a reminder. So it's a check for you. We scroll down here a bit. We saw one a little bit ago, didn't we? Here it is. Yellow is just saying total weight caps at 128. So we have a block here. It's a yellow, so it's just a caution. So this is the Deco. This is the Funko Pop thing. The bottom we have 1,000. Anything above 128 is just ignored. So all the other Deco Pops would equal, I think, I have 50 there. So there's 100, and then air is like the last 28 in the 128. Let's see what else. We can add a new block or a new palette entry here with these buttons. We can add one that is not used by either palette, either the part or the city. Or we can add one that is only not used in the part, so it can be an override. We'll just use the last one. So you do plus, and it generates a new one, which is a D with a little curled top. So the characters, the symbols that can be used are not just ASCII characters. So not the alphabet 1, 2, 3, 4 and exclamation points and stuff. It includes most Unicode characters. It does not go all the way up to most of the emoji, because Minecraft itself doesn't recognize those without a mod, I believe. But it still includes a couple thousand different characters that you can have or that you can be. So like here, yeah, I still have some bugs. Like for some reason, it does the double additional palette here. Look at there. This is one that works. I know that works. The green recycling symbol. I defaulted to Minecraft Air. No description for you yet on it. But that's only part of the use of this program. The next part is the paint part, right? So we have our countertops over here. So we can left click on the entry, and it is now up here. This is our paintbrush. We are painting 3. Remember, I said we wanted another counter up over there. There you go. Then we have VNU, which is, I believe, the cash register. So we don't have it marked here, but we can scroll down here, and it is VNU. Yep, cash registers. How about we grab a couple of those? For those, we can right click. You can also right click on the slice grid over here, and it will pick block. You know, middle click in Minecraft is pick block. Right click is the same thing here. So that is now on our paintbrush, and it's like, let's add a couple cash registers over here for our secondary desk. The other thing, so as I said before, this is easier to visually parse because of the colors and the even spacing, and also the ability to go highlight, to hover over it and see what you have marked in the description, which you can set for every symbol in both the part and the city palette. But you can also visualize this in a 3D isometric view. That's what the Visualizer tab over here is for. And it will show the layer you have selected and all layers under it. So we could go up to 2. You can see the green desk here with the 2 white cubes, which are our cash registers. You can see some yellow over here, which they're overridden, but these are, I believe, the Funko Pops. We have our new desk over here. Yeah. And then now, yeah, you see the warning up here. This is a reminder that it won't warn you for things that are above 128, but it will remind you for parts that have, or palette entries that are under 128 if there's multiple blocks, just because those will throw errors in game. It won't crash anything. They will still generate. They'll just throw errors every time that room is generated, right? So let's export this back off to Minecraft, to the Lost Cities. Here to Toy Shop. Yep. All right. We've written the file. Go over to Minecraft now. Minecraft. Here we go. We're going to generate a new world. Yeah, I've got a lot of test worlds here. You can tell I've been I've been working on this a lot because New world, this, etc., etc. Create new world, allow cheats. All right. While that is generating, I'll be back in a couple minutes. So for y'all, it'll be like, I don't know, 5 seconds. So be right back when this world is generated. All right, there we go. All right, let's choose that. Give a moment. There we go. Put ourselves in creative mode. Get ourselves to the Lost Cities. Go find ourselves a toy store. Got our bed. We need some diamond blocks. I'm going to change this for the mod pack to not be diamond blocks. We need a special block. Surrounded by skulls. Might see if I can change the skulls too, but the skulls are fine. Regeneration. Ignore that. Like I said, that number 2, we don't have in either palette right now, so it's going to say I cannot find what number 2 means. Oh, there we go. Where are we? Oh, we're inside somewhere. Welcome to the Liminal Mall. Let's go out this way. For some reason, we spawned in a large open area. These are kind of uncommon, but we spawned in a couple. I'm still tweaking the generation of these. So let's go find our toy store. If I don't find it within a couple buildings, I'll just fast forward for y'all. Wait, no. Why am I breaking those open? It is a toy store. It is open. It's literally right there. Look at that. Toy shop. We found it. Oop. Yeah, look at that. So we have our green countertops, like I said. The number 2 is an elevator. So we have our countertops. We have our new countertop we've created, just stuffed full of cash registers. There's some plushies over there, a couple Sans plushies, a Technoblade plushie. Here's the Funko Pops. They're called Deco Pops from the DecoCraft mod. Over here we have some consoles. We got a PlayStation and Xbox knockoffs. We got a Switch, an old Game Boy. There you go. But yeah, oh, there's the lighting up top. But yeah, so the part builder or the part painter lets you very quickly and easily edit, customize, create new parts, export them out, and then you add them to the files yourself. Goose, honk. Do you honk when I write you? Oh, you do. I did not realize that. I just thought of that. Anyways, but yeah, you can easily export, import, modify, export, or create from scratch and export parts, and then you put them in here, and then you can. Oop, what? That's something I need to fix. Still, there's crystals that are randomly generating and then breaking. That's beside the point. But yeah, so the part builder I will release for public use at some point, maybe in a couple weeks. I still have a bunch of bugs to fix. I have some loading little hangups. Like it took us a while to load up this toy shop. I need to figure out why that's taking a while. I need to put it through its paces. I have over 100 rooms planned for the Ferret Business 2, and I needed this part builder to make them in a more speedy and more usable way for myself, especially. But I figure, other people could probably use the part builder too. So yeah, put it through its paces. I have bugs to fix, and then yeah. Thank you for checking out the video and checking out the part builder, or checking out and seeing what I have with the part builder. Yeah, see error generation. So it's generating. It can't find the not the oh sorry, it generated with the elevators. It's not finding something else, and I think I know what it is. That's in a different file I'm working on. Yeah. Again, thank you for checking out the video, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye now. Bye.